gotta start remembering to unmute my mic. I did that the other day or yesterday. There was a few times where I forgot my mic was muted and I kept talking like an idiot because, you know, it would probably help if there were something on screen that I was able to actually look at and be like, oh, I'm muted right now. Uh, but there's not. But I can't expect the world to hold my hand, and I gotta take responsibility for some things sometimes. So that's just my bad. I'll just try to be better about it. Ooh, I got a lot of stuff in my pockets. I don't know why. You ever think about like pockets and purses and stuff? Like how most of women's pants have all these fake pockets, but they're not even, sometimes they're not even fake pockets. Like I have seen pairs of my wife's pants where the pocket is there, but they went inside and sewed it shut. Like you, the material is there. I don't know if it's commonplace for women to just be like, "Oh, well, I don't like this pocket. I'm going to sew it up." So some company like comes out and they're like, "Well, you know what? We'll sew you the pants and the pockets are already sewed up. So you only have to open them if you intend to use them." It's like in case of lost purse, cut open pocket. I just don't get it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I get why a lot of women's pants have the fake pockets, like they don't have real pockets. It's because a lot of women like stuff that's really close to their skin, really form fitting, all that good stuff that us men really, really like. I don't think I'll ever stop liking yoga pants. It's been like 10 fucking years and I'm still in love with yoga pants. At least on fit women. Not so much on those big women you see at Walmart. But so I can understand why a lot of women's clothing does have fake pockets, but what I don't also understand is women who bitch about it. Why aren't you just buying like fucking dudes' pants? I mean, I understand the sizing's different, but I'm sure you could figure it out. I mean, a waist's a waist, right? And if you're more into just straight pants with pockets, then go for it. I don't know. If there's something I've liked, I've never let anything like that stop me. Like I like the. Sometimes I really like using the fancy lady shampoo, so I buy that instead of the usual crap that I get, which is like Suave or Old Spice. I mean, I don't let gender norms stop me. And like my wife bitches about her razors sometimes, and I'm like, well, just buy men's razors. They do the same fucking thing. It's just one of them's pink. I understand that clothes are a bit different, but it's just the reason why they sell these things is because people keep buying them. So if you just stop buying them and start buying something else instead of, well, it's not about that anyways. They want those clothes, they just want to be cheap about it, I guess. I'm not going to tell somebody how much they can and can't charge for their product. What I can say is whether or not that price will influence my own personal purchase. Uh, I think I was. I'm not gonna name it, but I was looking at comic campaigns the other day, and I think somebody was selling prints for like $30 fucking, and I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Like prints for like $30, just regular prints?" Uh, I don't know if people are aware of this, but prints are like one of the cheapest things you can print up to sell. Uh, like very low on the cost totem pole as far as everything else goes. Prints were cheaper than the metal trading cards. They were cheaper than the metal bookmarks. The only thing I would say they probably weren't cheaper than I don't know. Prints are just really cheap. So when I'm seeing somebody selling like prints for like $30, I'm like, holy shit. Good for them if somebody actually buys it, though. I'm not gonna be like, how dare people charge what they believe they should get from something. Uh, more power to that person, but I think he probably would have sold a lot more at a third of that price. But then again, I could be wrong. They could be right. You never know. But campaigns are they can be pretty weird. A lot of people go into it, especially me. I'm speaking of personal experience at this point, but you go into things and you don't know how much to charge for stuff. You don't want to charge too little and hurt yourself, but I find there's two kinds of people. There's the people who don't mind charging too much, and then there's the people who they're really uncomfortable with charging enough. Uh, Sadly, I used to fall into the latter category. There's this mindset where you're still thinking from a customer mindset, and you really don't value your work a whole lot either. But you kind of get yourself in a position where you're kind of scared of overcharging for something because you're starting to think, well, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe yada yada yada. It's worth whatever people will pay for it. I had to get out of that mindset. That mindset will cost you money. It will probably get you in a pretty bad spot that might even get you out of indie comp. But nothing is wrong with making money. There's something wrong with charging $30 for a 24-page book. Yes, there's something inherently wrong with that. It's not illegal, but there is something wrong with that. But would there be anything wrong with it if people were used to paying that? No, there wouldn't be. You just got to find that sweet spot. But like I was saying, there's two kinds of people. There are people that overvalue what they do, and there's people who undervalue what they do. Try to not be either of those. Try to be in the middle ground. Uh, at first, I was trying to copy everybody else's price points, and then eventually, like around issue two, I'm just fuck it. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna do my own math. I'm gonna figure out how much I think I should be charging for something, and move on from there. And everything's been great. Uh, I've made money this time. On my first campaign, I lost money on that one, but that was also because I did a lot of stupid things. For my first campaign, I went out and spent like $600 on fucking hard enamel pens, and then I spent like another $800 on fucking blacklight posters. I was seeing these people do all of these, cool things like within CG and stuff like that, and I was seeing like everybody making all this money and shit like that, and I thought, hey, if I just get this stuff ahead of time and I can show it off, people will buy the fuck out of it. Like everybody loves blacklight posters, and who doesn't like pens? And the comic's pretty cool. Sadly, it didn't work that way, and I still have a closet full of pens, as well as posters, which I'm steadily selling through my stock. I actually just recently, I think I'm completely out of first print copies of issue one, which is amazing. Um, it took a little while, but I did order more than I needed. I think I sold through. I think I had like 102 backers, so I think I sold like 80 physical copies. I want to say maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but somewhere in that ballpark. And I ordered 300. So I had at least a good 200 books left over after my first campaign that I've been selling through, giving away. Um, I haven't given a ton of away. I only give away normally just stuff in person. Like if I go into a gas station and I see that the cashier there kind of has the right look to him, I'm like, hey, You might like this. It's like I made a comic book. Usually people are really excited about it. Like, because I give my books out to normies. I don't go to comic shops and just give it to whoever thinks I think might enjoy it. And that's people with, comic tattoos or metal tattoos, or I may see some horror kind of stuff on them. Like maybe they'll have like a Jason mask pin. I've seen those before. But, those are usually the people I give them away to. I probably gave away maybe about 30 or 40 copies. I also did give away like, I think 5 or 10 copies to my comic shop too. I told the owner to hand them out to people he think might enjoy that genre, which I actually. Oh yeah, guerrilla tactics. Yeah, man. Like, I'm actually trying to work out something. What I want to do is I want to get business cards printed up, uh, or maybe even just regular trading cards. But I think business cards will be easier because they'll actually fit in my wallet better. But I want to get business cards and put front cover comic art on one side, and then on the opposite side, I want to have a QR code that links you to the PDF, as well as it just lists kind of other ats that you can find us at, and probably our website if I have it going by then. And then I want those so I can just like fucking toss out and shit, just digital comics. Leave a stack at a convenience store. Usually, most gas stations will let you leave like a stack of business cards or something, so I could leave it there and be like, "Hey, free comic." It'll be sitting right next to the landscaper's business card, so it won't be expected at all. But who knows? There's a lot of people out there who used to read comic books as kids who've just gotten out of it. For one, because they're all in comic shops now and they were used to getting them at gas stations and stuff like that. I don't think books will ever like come back to like the grocery stores and stuff like that anymore, and I don't think they should either. Uh, I mean, it was nice for the time, but at this day and age, you don't have a lot of kids getting out and doing stuff like that, anyways. I mean, we're in the digital era now. Digital's where you want to focus to get the kids because all the kids have tablets. Uh, all my nephews and stuff, when I was a kid, I used to be like, hey, we get some friends together. Hey, we all want to walk, 3 or 4 miles in the hot sun to the gas station to buy one cold Coke. And then we would do that. But kids these days, they don't do that. They're sitting in their air conditioning. They're seldom going outside unless the parents are usually forcing them to go outside. And, there's also the simple fact that if you guys think about it, have you ever seen a single person in your entire fucking lifetime buy an Archie book or any of the magazines at a grocery store? I'm not trying to be biased, but honestly, in my entire life, in nearly 34 years of my existence, I have never seen anybody buy one of those fucking magazines. And I've worked at grocery stores, so I've spent a lot of time at grocery stores. I'm not saying they don't sell at all. I'm just saying that it's not something that you see people pick up all the time. So what makes you think that if you start putting comics up there that people are going to start picking those up? There's already interesting stuff up there. You got the fucking was it the Weekly World News with the fucking vampire or the conspiracies, the Inquirer. There's the Archie books up there which are pretty cool. Crosswords are awesome. But they're always up there too. No, and Archies are actually pretty good comics. Those are nice little fucking manga sized trades or whatever. They're really good books, but I've never seen anybody buy one. So I don't understand why, if Archie's not moving, why do you think you would? If the tabloids aren't moving, why would you move? I just don't see it. I don't see it as an option. I think society has kind of moved beyond getting their information that way. That's why I like the business card idea with the QR. Most people have a QR scanner on their phone. They can just scan it and just either read the book right there or download it or share it to their computer and look at it on there. Who fucking cares? They can do whatever they want. They can look at it while they're taking a poop. And then nobody can bitch at them. That's the one thing I don't like about comic community is that people get mad at me when they find out that I read comic books when I take a shit. And I buy comic books because I like the stories, and I'm not a collector. I'm not trying to, keep everything pristine. I treat the books that I sell very well. I treat them a lot better than the books I keep. But it doesn't mean I don't like the books. It's just a comic book is the perfect length to read while you're taking a shit because it's long enough to keep you interested through a good poop, but it's short enough to end it before your legs start to go numb. That's just fucking science, man. It's like a match made in heaven, and I'm the only one who sees it sometimes. But people get big mad when I tell them that I read comics while I poop. I just like reading while I poop. I hate going into the bathroom and I don't have a phone and there's nothing to read. Sometimes, I've legit been at somebody's house and they don't have anything out, and I'll just, go over to the cupboard and I'll start reading the back of the fucking cleaners or whatever they have underneath their sink. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I gotta be reading something to poop. Or on the phone. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the obsession. I don't understand the obsession with. I get wanting to hit that kid demographic, but you can't hit them with the same shit that we were hit with. You really have to think outside of the box. Like people point at like Dogman and stuff like that. That stuff's just lightning in a bottle. Just right place, right time. The artwork is, it's not the best artwork in the world, but that's why kids connect with it too. Is because they feel like they can draw it. And it makes it easier for them to draw it too. I remember getting frustrated when I was a kid and spending hours just trying to learn how to draw Daffy Duck, and I had like little fucking stencils and shit to help me. Nowadays, with these cheap ass cartoons and some of these, Scholastic Kids comics or whatever, like the Dog Man or what was another one that my nephews really like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, like just little simple sketches and stuff like that. Captain Underpants was a huge one. Uh, it's really lightning in a bottle. It's not impossible, but for every one of those books that does take off, there's probably like maybe 50 to 100 other ones that just completely go under the rug. Like trying to appeal to that market to a degree, it's like trying to win the lotto. You really have to get lucky. You really have to be at the right place at the right time, like Dr. John. But I don't know. I don't understand why some people really hate digital too. I don't like digital comics. I don't hate them. I just don't like reading them. I'm old school. I do like a physical book, but my comics are digital because a lot of other people, I would say the majority of people actually like digital comics. But I see some creators who are still insistent they're no digital, no digital, no digital. Oh, you fucking idiot. Stop doing that. How is your market going to expand? How are people going to find out about your book if they can't access it? You do a limited print run for your crowdfunder or whatever, and you don't have a digital version. So you print 100 copies of your books. How are you going to grow from that? How, you, you really don't unless you have something else growing on the side like a YouTube channel or whatever. But as far as like growing just off of merit, which is what some things were supposed to be about that turned out not to be true. But I mean, based on merit, you're not going to get anywhere. You need to have digital comics. I don't know why people are still holding out. And they worry about piracy, and that's just a silly thing to worry about. Piracy is a good thing. It's word of mouth. It's how things spread around on the internet most of the time. I grew up in the birth of the internet. I have a good understanding of how everything's gonna fucking operate. And the music scene has done nothing short of thrive. Now, granted, Will Smith may not be making his millions of dollars. The record companies may not be making any money. But actual, legitimate, passionate musicians who just have this shit in their blood are now able to do it all on their own without the shitty fucking executives telling them how they can and can't do things. And it's the same here with comics, too. And how does that link up to piracy? Well, how do you think a lot of these indie musicians start off? They start sharing their stuff for free. And then eventually people start liking them enough to where they start buying their physical merch, or they start buying their physical CDs, or they start getting pressed on vinyl and people start buying that. That's how it operates. But you always need to have some kind of way for any person, whether they have money or they don't have money, to find your work. It's imperative. There's been plenty of times, and I know a lot of people say this too, and it might be beating a dead horse, but I can't tell you how many comics that I pirated that I actually went out and bought because I enjoyed them. Because there's a lot of comic books out there, man. And sometimes it is a roll of the dice. I mean, I don't know a lot of comic shops. There's been a couple where they don't mind it too much, but uh, you really can't flip through books before you buy them at a comic shop. You probably can on like back issues or maybe dollar bin stuff, but like the newer stuff, they don't like you touching all the stuff, you know? Yeah. You want it, you buy it. So I would pirate some comics. I didn't want to waste my money on something that turned out to be crap. So I would pirate like the first maybe 6 issues or something like that of something, and I liked it. I'd go out, I'd buy those 6 issues, and then I would add that series to my pull list, and away I went. I don't know. People are weird. I'm weird too, though. We're all a little weird. That's the beauty of it, ain't it? But things are going good as far as my comics go. Let's see. We've got, especially now, yeah, corporate comics. Oh man, some of those things legit look like the little pamphlets the safety pamphlets, like when you're riding on an airline. I don't know how to describe that art style, but it's just that minimalist corporate bullshit looking. I mean, some of these comics just look terrible. And I know art is subjective, but you can tell when something's low effort. Like there is a huge stench on it when it is low effort. And that's all those comics are. And I think Tonic Mole was like stirred up the hornet's nest because he told him that they were lazy for doing the copy paste for panels. And oh man, like holy shit, dude! Like just stop cutting corners, start doing stuff. It's a job. Like it's gonna be hard sometimes. If it wasn't hard, we wouldn't call it work. If it wasn't hard, we wouldn't get paid to do it. We'd just be doing it for free. But that's not how things work. Sometimes you gotta do things you don't like to do. But yeah, the corporate stuff is, but I'm really liking the indie market. I tweeted about it, but I'm really seeing like a good resurgence of the only way I can describe it is like the punk rock attitude. Like, there are so many people who are just like, fuck everything. We're just going to do our thing. And they're not getting involved in the shenanigans. They're not getting involved in, and I'm not talking about like CG stuff or anything. I'm just talking about generally. Uh, I've been seeing a lot more just raw stuff coming out there, less of this corporate bullshit and more of this kind of in your face stuff. There's still some strays though. Like I still see some books that pop up on my Twitter feed and I'm just like, really? Like one thing that really kind of irks me and it's just I don't like seeing it, but it's like when somebody's like identifies like they say like support me and other black creators or something like that. I'm like, I don't want to single body out for their race. And I don't understand how race can only, like, I don't know. It's a can of worms to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about it because I don't give a shit. I'm not a hateful person. I don't hate people. I just hate bullshit and I hate manipulation. And that seems to be what it is it's just manipulation. It's buy my book because I'm black, or buy my book because I'm gay, or whatever. No. What does that have to do with a book? I don't understand that. It doesn't connect with me. Is it a book about being gay? Normally it is with them. So that's all they can talk about. Okay. All right. Is it a book about being black? Because, you know, I know a lot of black creators. They're really cool people. Moby's one of them. I don't think I've ever seen him once sell himself as, buy my book, I'm a black creator. And he's done some really interesting and, yeah, I'll say he's got the most entertaining scripts I have ever read in my entire life, and I love him for it. And he is amazing. But then I see these other people, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, that's just sinking way too low. Could you imagine if I ran to Twitter and I'm like, buy my book because I'm white and support other white creators? Like, fuck people like Tim. Don't buy Asian books, just buy the white ones. Like, that would not fly at all. So I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like seeing shit like that. And it's not a problem that I'm not able to say it. It's just a problem where it's just this kind of weird manipulation that I'm seeing, where you're using white guilt to try to get people to back your stuff for whatever reason. I mean, it's a form of, uh, I don't know. It doesn't add to things. And it does. I don't think it really helps sell books either. It just kind of gives other people just a bad taste in their mouth, and that's what it gives me. It's just I just see it. And I'm like, really? Buy my book because I'm gay? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna buy anybody's book because of what they are. I'm gonna buy their book because of what they write, what they do. Uh, who they are is I don't care. I don't know Stephen King's a fucking prick. Can I? Nah, I can't say that. Stephen King's a fucking asshole. He's a piece of shit. He's one of the slimiest fucking people I've ever come across on Twitter. But I like his books. His books are fine. So that, yeah, I don't know. The thing is I don't want people to do it, period. So I don't want to do it either. I want us to I want people to get away from shenanigans like that. Like, with everybody talking about race and everything, that's one of the things that's steadily perpetuating it is it's okay when it's benefits somebody. Like, they only want the good parts. But the thing about race is it's all or nothing. You can't just pick out the good bits of low key racism and be like, oh, we like these. We like the white guilt. We like being able to make people give us money because we're different. We like this, but we don't like all that other stuff. You can that all that other stuff. No, 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 no. You have to take everything or get rid of all of it. No middle ground. So, as ballsy as it would be to go out on Twitter and do it ironically, no, I'm not going to do that. That would be adding to a situation that I just don't agree with. And I see a lot of people talking to, I don't know, I think people complain too much. I'd like to see more people talk about stuff they like on Twitter too. I try not to bitch too much on Twitter these days, but I'm still getting into arguments with the Spurgs every now and again. Surprisingly, I'm not involved in any comic nonsense, but that's probably because I don't really talk to anybody anymore. Uh, Not like I used to, like I used to just talk to anybody. Now I'm a little more selective, and it seems to have cut down a lot of the bullshit. So that I'm very thankful for. Why is there so much drama in indie comics? It's fucking strange. It's weird. It's stupid. People are obsessive weirdos. I'm just happy that we're finding that I'm seeing so much success in the indie scene. Like, I could point at the elephant in the room like Tim, but I also want to point at a lot of other people too. I mean, Eric Hawkins has done really great work with Zombieful World of Oz, and he's doing his little spin off series, I believe, coming up. Oh, yeah. And then Doug Scott, I mean, it's not an incredible success yet, but it will be. It should be. I think people are really going to like it if they can actually get it. But Psychotron is going to be awesome. But like Eric Hawkins and then Tonic Mole with his Saving the World, he's done a lot of good stuff. He's been chugging along. He's been fucking doing really well. And then you have the Rags team, obviously. Uh, I like to say there, Hot Gingers, No Pants. Yeah, books sell. Good books, good people. Uh, I don't read the books, but it's just not really my thing. Uh, no offense to them or anything like that. Just isn't, and that's okay. My book isn't some of my friends' things, and that's okay too. Doesn't have to be. I know some people get mad when you're friends with them and you don't buy their book, and they're like, "Why didn't you buy my book?" Because I didn't want it. What do you mean? Well, it doesn't seem that interesting to me. You have a book about gay space pirates, and I don't like gay space pirates. What can I say? Like, I am that way about certain genres. Like, if somebody has like a pirate book or something, I'll probably pass on it. I'm really not into pirate movies either. It's just not my thing. I like this separation between customers and friends, and I like to keep that separate. I don't like to get mad at people for not buying something that they didn't want. I want people to want it. I don't want pity dollars. I don't want to give people pity dollars either. I know that may upset some people, but I don't know. That's you taking it personal. I'm just not your target demographic sometimes. People need to accept that. I don't know if Fly Fox is really going to dig Otis too much because I feel like that's a little out of his genre, but I still love the guy. He's still great. I still hope to work with him on other stuff. Well, I mean, they're going to have to look at it at some point, Tim. And I don't know about you, but like, at least with Indiegogo recently, every time I got a backer, I got an email and it told me who backed it. So I, I think the better thing. to learn, no offense, would be learn not to care. Learn to not expect your friends to be customers. Learn to know the distinction. Uh, Learn not to put so much stock in something so silly. But yeah, I mean, I've looked at my uh, backer listing before. I wasn't like looking to find anybody, and sometimes I would see familiar names like as I'm scrolling through because there were a couple of times where I think somebody had an issue or something. And then there was that other time where I force refunded Lorenzo. That was actually pretty funny thinking about it. Anyways, um, I mean, I don't think everybody gets mad about that. I think it's the mindset that they think that everybody should buy their shit. And that's not the case. Uh, Nobody's going to support 100% what you do. None of your friends are, at least. And if you find one, that's very rare, but it's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Oh, damn it, Dave. Dave likes cats too. I like cats as well. Cats are pretty awesome. I don't know where my cats are. I think Nana is chilling up in her shadow box. Oh, no, she's not up there. She must be napping somewhere. No, she's not in that window. That's why I don't have blinds up here, by the way. It's because the cat likes to Spider Man up this and into the window. And I don't want the cat to fuck up the blinds, so we just left that. Um, but yeah, there is a problem with like looking at stuff and getting upset that this person didn't buy your thing. I don't like that. I think people should just chill the fuck out. But if you're that kind of person, I don't think you should be involved in indie comics, anyways. You shouldn't. You're doing this more. I don't know. I hate to say it. It's just an unhealthy reason to be making comics is for, you know, maybe they're looking for gratification or satisfaction or some kind of recognition or attention. Maybe they don't get it at home. I don't know psychology too much, but I know there's a lot of weird shit going on for people, for the types of people who would get upset that, oh, rah, didn't buy my book. How dare they? They're not really my friend if they won't give me $15 for something they don't want. People are just strange. But yeah. But just like avoiding looking at your backer listing is just kind of, you're still kind of avoiding that problem because you're still going to have that sense of, uh, what's temptation to a degree, you know? You're still going to be tempted to look. And I kind of look at it, this is going to sound stupid, but I kind of look at it like Luke and Yoda out there on, what was it, fucking Dagobah or whatever planet they were on. But, and then Yoda's like, you have to face the dark side of the Force, you know? You have to know you can resist it. And that was the thing, like, you know, when he cut off Vader's helmet and he saw his own face in there, and like you have to face the monster. You can't just ignore it. I don't think it's a good thing to just ignore it. You just have to, mm, you just have to beat the shit out of it and cut its head off, and then after that you can just lift up your X-wing and then just take off. Oh yeah, it must be a long hair, Dave. Yeah, my cats really aren't elusive. They're just spoiled. Like I said, Nana's probably somewhere taking a nap. I don't see her in any of her usual spots, though, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. It just means that she's in a weird spot, but she's a cat. That's what cats do. Um, shit, I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, it's not a good habit to get into, to get upset at people. I'm sorry I keep looking away. Today's I ran out of coffee last night, so. Yeah, I ran out of coffee yesterday. Forgot to pick some more up last night, so I don't have my coffee. So I'm just kind of weird this morning. Frank's over. He's doing his thing. I can go get him. I mean, he'd probably like the attention. But no, he's hanging out. He likes to hang out in his cage a lot. That's his little safe space. That's where he goes to get away from the cats. And he likes going in there and he just bunny rugs it up and everything. But he does get out and he runs around and he plays with the cats when he wants to. But he doesn't like being chased. So. And cats like to chase, so eventually they always end up chasing him, and he goes home. Let me see if I can find his butt. We got the Furto. Come on, Frank. Let's get you on camera. There we go. Got the Furto. Ooh, I need to give him a brushing. He's losing his summer, I guess his winter coat. He's losing his summer coat. His winter coat's coming in. Good thing I'm going to change shirts soon. But yes, we got the Mr. Furto. He's a good Furto. Yeah. Oh, goodness. It was so nice without you shedding everywhere for a little while. Alright, you're gonna leave? Okay. Yeah, he's around. They're just. He does his own thing. Look at all that. I don't know if you can see it well or not. I got a shit ton of rabbit hair on me now. Oh, yeah, he's fat. He's spoiled. He gets lots of kale. Um, he likes his carrots. He doesn't care for cucumber too much, so I don't give him that very often. Oh, he never eats all of his cucumber. But he likes sweet potatoes too. Yeah, dude, he's a big bun. He's a happy bun. Like I said, I keep him well fed with his regular food on top of all the extras that he gets. He's got little snackies too. They sell these little I gotta get him some more. But there's these little crunchy little carrot shaped kind of treats that I give him too. Yeah, he's a fat bunny. I spoil the hell out of him. I haven't tried giving him bananas yet. I'm still learning everything that I can give to him because I'm still always in that habit of, oh, hey, I could give some of these to Frank, couldn't I? And then I look it up and it's like, no, don't give these to bunnies. And I'm like, shit. So bananas, I will keep that in mind. I think can they only have like a little bit of it because of all the sugars in them? I know it's that way like about apples. Like, don't give them too much, like, don't give them too much fruit because apparently it's not that great for them. but they can have it in little smaller doses. He really likes blueberries. I give him some of those. And then sometimes I'll go outside in the yard and I'll just pick a bunch of the, not dandelions, but I'll pick a bunch of the little weeds and stuff that I know he really likes. Yeah, so he's spoiled as hell. I love taking care of my bunny. He eats better than anybody in this whole damn house. Well, I mean, I got the phone. Anything I need to know, I just look it up on here. And then I find out very quickly. Yeah, Frank, I'll get you a new box. I got one set up for you. I also put a box in his cage, and he likes to have summer riots, as we say. He likes to have a home that he can destroy. Sometimes I do the, I forget what they're made of, but they're like the wicker ones that he can chew up and eat away. I get him those, or sometimes he just likes the cardboard box because he likes being able to like sit on top of it and stuff. I think the cardboard stays a bit cooler too when it gets too hot. But he's a good bun. He's a happy bun. Hopefully I'm going to get another bun. But that means I gotta get Frank fixed first. Which, I don't know if I want to get Frank fixed first. I might want to get Frank a lady friend, let them do their thing, and then get them both fixed. Keep the bloodline going. Just wondering where the hell Nana is. I usually see her. Especially this time in the morning, she's usually on me like stink on shit. Anyways, I'm going to wrap things up. It's getting to be about that time. I'm going to let Doug play us off with his ad for Psychotron. That's still off of YouTube. Yes, I see you, Frank. Yeah. Yeah, you go over there. I don't care. Frank's weird. Anyways, I will catch you guys later.
Take